What is going on, guys? Round two of this. I just did this entire commentary and apparently it did not record. So today we're going to be comparing the T55A with the T62. T55A being the newest tank on the Russian top tier chopping block. And, wait, with chopping block? I guess it's just on the block, right? Chopping block's kind of like that cooking show type shit. I don't know. Regardless, T55A 8.3, T62 8.0. Let's compare. We're going to go through kind of, a little bit of statistics, mainly gun kind of stuff and handling. I'm not going to dig too deep into like the dev blog shit and whatnot. I'm just going to give you my overall unicorn review, so to speak, or unicorn impressions or unicorn impressions of these two tanks and how they perform in game. So the T62, 115 millimeter armed beast. It has two ammo choices, Heat FS and APDS, and we'll take a look at those right now. I tend to use the APFSDS with around 330 mils of pen and carry Heat FS as a backup. I know it's surprising, Heat FS having 440 millimeters of penetration. The T55, on the other hand, gets a plethora of ammo types to choose from, including APDS, APHE, APFSDS, and Heat FS. The Heat FS being weaker, this is a 100 millimeter cannon, and so is the APFSDS. But they're similar properties. I tend to run APFSDS with 5 shells of APHE and 5 shells of Heat FS as backup just in case I get into certain situations. The T55 is basically a glorified T54. Just same gun, same hull, same everything pretty much. Upgraded engine, I believe. Stabilizer, better turret traverse, and that's about it. This thing gets a Dishka, which is a huge improvement over the T62. That is actually a huge thing because of how well these things shoot down planes. If there's anybody who decides to bring a prop into top tier, don't do it because these things will shoot you down. Now, overall comparison, gun handling and whatnot, the T62 has a way longer reload, but gets an extra degree of gun depression. The T55 has a way less reload and gets 2 extra degrees of gun elevation. So that's about it. The turret rotation, like I said, is better on the T62, along with some soft stats in terms of how fast it drives and whatnot, which makes no sense. It's a ton heavier with the same engine, but I don't know why. It seems a little bit faster and lighter on its feet than the T55A to me. And that's about it. I think that the T55A should be used in city maps. It's just a better tank to use in city maps than the T62 just because it has a shorter reload and whatnot. The stabilized gun is nice if you can get on people's flanks. Having that AP shell option or APHE shell option is really good to just shoot people in the side. It'll one-shot every tank every time pretty much. And it's still just an overall nice tank. Now, the armor profile on it is weaker than the T62. It has a degree more, or less, I should say, of frontal slopage, which doesn't make a big difference. But the cupolas on the T55A's top of the turret are really, really weak, and an APHE shell or a proper Heat FS shell placement can disable your entire tank, even kill you if you don't have the proper ammo loadout. Now, it does get a little bit extra benefit in terms of armor on the left-hand side of the upper front plate. If somebody mistakes you for a T62 or a normal T54, you have 2 extra fuel tanks on the left-hand side of the upper front plate, which can soak more damage, but that's kind of few and far between, and you'll just be set on fire and inevitably have to, die. The big thing about the T55A is the reload speed, and that's why you would use it on city maps. Now, I generally use the T62 more if I'm on a long-range map, and I'll use the T55A if I'm on a short-range map. The reload rate and the higher profile but still good speed and maneuverability outweighs the T62's lower profile long reload. Now, when you're sniping, though, the low profile and the long reload are fine because the low profile helps you hide. Long reload, you have time and space to just get away from enemy fire and reload the thing. I prefer the 115 over the 100 mil. Because the APFSDS on the 115 is just a fantastic shell. It really does rip tanks apart. It's pretty easy to aim. And like I said, with better turret rotation and a little bit faster, you can get into better sniping spots and whatnot. That's my general consensus. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. One more thing to note, though. The T55A is a 8.3. So the fact of the matter is, it costs more to spawn it. Now, when it costs more to spawn in, it might not seem like a lot. It's 310 compared to, what, 280 SP? But that 310 can bite you in the butt by 30 points. If you go and cap in the T55 and you don't get a kill, you will only be able to spawn in your AA, whilst if you go and cap in your T62 and you don't get a kill, you'll be able to spawn in another tank of equal 8.0 stature, like another T54 or whatnot. So just keep that in mind if you're running the T55A. I would suggest you grind the T55A over the Object 268. I know I didn't mention that really in this video, but out of the new Russian tanks, I like the T55 better. These tanks are just basically jack of all trades, and compared to the other tanks of other nations, they don't really stack up as well in a 1-to-1 ratio. They're not as good. That being said, they do a lot of things better than other tanks while doing some things worse. So that's the jack of all trades kind of thing. They're pretty good at everything, but they're not great at anything, if that makes any sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you grinded for your T55, how are you liking it so far? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're on your way to it, let me know what you're most excited to do in it. My thing was I'm excited to get kills, and guess what I found out? I died a lot. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.